Good evening to everyone. Pagutundu Palluyir Ombudal, Nulor, Toguttavattrul Ellantalai. This is what our Thiruvallur quoted, that this is a free world and every living being in this world that should be given an equal opportunity in everything. As you all know, as generation, we have been depleting a lot of natural resources and leaving none for our future generations. And now the professors from IIT Madras has joined hands together to make the alternate sources unlimited so that every living being in this world gets everything. So with this as a good thought, may I now request everyone to rise up for the Tamil Thai Varthu.
நீராரும் கடலொடுத்த நிலமடந்த கிரிலொழுகும் சீராரும் வதனமென திகழ்பரத கண்டமிதில் தெக்கணமும் அது சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிலமை திரும்பியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்ததுமே வாழ்த்ததுமே வாழ்த்ததுமே.
Thank you. May I now request Professor Satyanarayanan Shishadri to introduce Professor Raghu and take over the session.
Good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to this Energy Summit, IITM Energy Summit 2021. It's been a great pleasure to having you all this afternoon and start the inaugural session of the summit by introducing Professor Raghunathan Rengaswamy. He's the Dean of Global Engagement at IIT Madras and chaired professor in the Process Control and Systems group in the Chemical Engineering Department. I'd like to request him to introduce our IITM as the Institute of Eminence and also introduce the next speaker.
Thank you, Satya. I'm going to quickly talk about this initiative. First of all, thank you very much for being here. We had to really do this in a very short time, and we really appreciate the prompt response that we got, particularly from the consulates in Chennai. So we are very happy that you are here. What I want to do in the next 15 minutes is quickly tell you what IIT Madras has been doing and introduce you to the new things that are happening at IIT Madras. I'm not going to talk so much about Energy Consortium itself because there are lots of people who follow me and I don't want to repeat the same things, but I just want to give you a view of what IIT Madras is doing and why we want you to participate with us in this effort. If you think about IITs, basically we think of 4 missions for IITs. One is to really educate the next generation students, which is one of the primary ideas of IITs. The second thing, and which has become more and more important to us, is to really be able to do top-notch research and be counted among some of the best universities in the world. And of course, the third thing is, while you're doing this, be associated with your local ecosystem, work with industries, innovation, and so on. And the fourth charter is really something that IIT Madras prides itself in, which is to really look at IIT Madras and what impact does our work have on society in general. So these are the 4 aspects in which we think about what we do here at IIT Madras. So I have a series of slides which talk about each one of these. So in terms of educating students, for people and alumni here who know IIT as a predominantly undergrad institution in the 1960s and 70s, 80s, and so on, you would be, the whole mix has totally changed. Right now, we have about 60% to 65% of our students are postgraduate students. We have a very large PhD population. And these students work on multiple exciting new areas that we are all interested in. And I have statistics here to show that in terms of publications and the citation impact of the work that we do at IIT Madras, that slide will show you very nicely that where we started in 2000 and in just 15, 17 years, the kind of impact that we have had in these things. So we started with about, if you look at 2000, we would have had about 500, 600 publications. Now we are up to 2,000 publications per year. We would have started with maybe 5,000 citations for our papers. Now it's gone up to 50,000 citations per year and so on. So there has been a real qualitative difference in terms of what we are able to do in research. And not only that, when we come to the innovation ecosystem, here is a place that you're seeing. Not only do we want our work, to be cited, to be academically rigorous, we are also looking at how our work makes a difference in terms of industries, industry collaboration, innovation, and so on. So that is another very important aspect for us. And in terms of education, if you want to educate the next generation of students, you have to be very agile. So we have introduced dual degree programs in really cutting edge areas. So we have about 10 dual degree programs. And if you see these, you can see the kind of areas that we are interested in. So what we are trying to do here at IIT Madras is be ready to prepare our students to go to the world and do the best they can in terms of a core domain in which they're trained really well, and also get a degree in interdisciplinary aspects of research. So just to give you an example, if you are a metallurgical or a chemical engineering student, if your interest is in data science, you can do an undergraduate in chemical engineering and get a data science master's degree and so on. So this is something that is unique to IIT Madras. And these programs are agile. As long as there is interest in these programs will run. If there is no interest from the student community, these won't. These are really absolutely new ideas for a country like India, where we are very traditional. We don't change anything very quickly. So IIT Madras, I would say, is really leading the chart in terms of doing this in a much more agile fashion. And in terms of industry collaboration, IIT Madras is the institute which has the largest amount of consultancy money coming into the institute. Roughly about, I think, about 200 to 250 crores of consultancy we do every year, which is about the largest number in all of India. So that really tells you how some of the work that we do is really industrially important and so on. Now, given all of this, and given where India is right now in terms of wanting to be a leader in technology, I think it is important for institutes like IITs to really take charge and take the lead. And at IIT Madras, what we have done is we have started multiple research initiatives in about 21 clusters. We have research initiatives where we have internally funded each of these projects to the tune of about $500,000 so that they can pursue research in multiple areas. One of those areas happens to be energy, this energy cluster. And we have about 7 research initiatives in this energy cluster, which goes across the whole spectrum of research, starting from generation, utilization, storage, and so on. So what we are trying to do here is try to bring this together in terms of one large effort, where this consortium is the beginning. We would like to really look at this and then say, if we solve this problem for India, then we solve this problem for the world. And we have faculty working in these areas. How do we bring them together? And not only bring them together, how do we bring industry together around this? And not only industry, how do we make this international? How do we bring other countries and companies from other countries to participate with us so that we are able to solve this problem? And as our tagline, if you solve the problem for India, you solve the problem for the world. Because if India does not solve the problem, this is going to go all over. I think I'm going to skip that. Don't worry. Yeah. So that is where we are right now. So India has lots of opportunities, particularly because of the situation we are in terms of the population, in terms of our requirement for energy, in terms of our interest and what we should do to bring all people up in terms of their standard of living and so on. So this is a problem. This is a really large problem that we need to solve. And I'm hoping that this consortium will be the first effort in doing this. And I hope the folks here had a good visit of the IIT Madras campus and the capability of our faculty. We have a very young and dynamic faculty and really top-notch grad students working with us. So I hope this is a great beginning for us to work together. And Welcome to this consortium again, and hope the other presentations work better. But thank you for being here, and I look forward to your support in this initiative. Thank you.